So we're going to go over the test questions from the Exponentials and Logs test. If you would like to get half credit back, then you can find the answers that you missed, fast forward through the video, watch the video for just the ones you missed, or if you want to watch it all, I don't know, maybe you're really bored at home, you can, but explain to me why you missed those questions, and if your explanation is good, then I will award you points back. If not, I won't. Simple as that. If you still need extra help, you have to ask. So Camden invested $5,000 in a college fund for his friend Alberto. The college fund earns an annual interest rate of 5% compounded monthly. That word right there tells you that you need to use this formula. Sorry, there's not a double set of parentheses here. Now it's ugly, but it's okay. All right. Okay, so P is how much you start out with. The R is the rate. Always change it to a decimal. N is the number of times it's compounded in a year. So we're talking about monthly, so 12 months in a year. And then 15 is your time. So you just put all this into the calculator. So you should get D when you type all that in. Alright, so notice it's talking about inverse. So here's my function. So I'm going to find the inverse. Remember, inverse is when I switch my x and my y. The only way to get a y out of an exponent is to rewrite it in its opposite form. The opposite form of exponential is log. So it'll become log base 3 of x equals y, which is D. Alright, so this one is asking, when is log base 9 of x greater than 1/2? So 1/2 is right here. We want to know, when does this happen? So what you could do, well, I just think it's super easy. Just figure out where they intersect. They intersect at 3, so the answer is A. So notice if that doesn't make sense. When x starts to be 3 right here, it's above 0.5, and everything to the right of 3, you're staying above 0.5. And notice that the inequality is pointing to the right of 3. It's not an accident. Alright, so what value for t makes the equation below true? I think it's just super easy to plug in the answer choices. So I'm going to take answer choice A, and I'm going to plug it in for t. So when I plug it in, I should get 500 if it's the correct answer. 0.04. So I'm going to replace t with 25 natural log of 5. And when you do that, you do in fact get 500. So A has to be the correct answer. Okay. This is answer choice D. So here's our formula. We are talking about Camden receiving medication. You pee out medication, so this is going to be exponential decay. Remember, it looks like this. So A, 1 minus R to the t power. Alright, so A is 200, but 1 minus R equals 0.8. So what you're saying is that you're peeing out 20% of the medication, which means that 80% of the medication is remaining after the hour. So hopefully that makes sense. Alright. So here's our model. We're talking about population growth. T is time in years based on the model, which is true about the country. So this is exponential growth. So remember, exponential growth looks like this. So you're saying 1.04 equals 1 plus R. So if you were working backwards, R would have to be 0.04. And if you change that to a decimal, you get 4%, which is why 6 is answer choice B. If you pick D, notice the beginning is set 10 to the 7th power, which is 10 million, not 100 million. So if you did pick answer choice D, you got 4% right. You just didn't read it closely, or maybe didn't know that 10 to the 7th power is 100 million. Okay, so simple stuff. Alright, so we did one like this. This is called copper production. You have this formula to look at. This is exponential growth. So remember, exponential growth looks like this. So 1 plus r equals 1.193. So if you subtract 1 from each side, you get that the rate is 0.193. And if you change that to a percentage, that's 19.3%. So 7 is the answer choice B. Okay, so for this one, I think once again, it's easier to just plug in the answer choices. So I'm going to replace x with these answer choices. So 2e2 times natural log 3/2 plus 5e natural log 3/2 minus 12. And it does give you 0, so D was the answer choice. This one, let's see. So what I would do is just plug in a random number for x. So 3 log, I just like to use 10, plus log 2. I'm going to type that in my calculator. I get 3.3010. And now I would take just the left side again and plug in that same number 10. Just like I showed you in the study guide how to do. And you get the same answer. So it matches up, so D is the correct answer. Alright, number 10, I would do the same thing. I would plug in the answer choice where X is. Remember, anytime you're plugging stuff in, if you'll put it in parentheses, it'll make your life so much easier. So I'm going to put the left side of my calculator, and I'm going to put the right side of my calculator, and they match, so it has to be the correct answer. Alright, number 11, it tells us that it's compounded continuously. It also gives us the formula. So we want to know how long will it take to double. We don't know what we're starting with. Let's start with $1. And if we want it to double, it'll be 2. E is the E button on the calculator. R is rate changed to a decimal. And we don't know time, so I'm going to say it's X. So 1 times E is just E to the stuff. To get rid of an E, we would take the natural log of both sides. Alright, and then to get X by itself, I'm going to divide by 0.024. Divide by 0.024. And I get that it takes approximately 28.9 years. Or you could have just plugged that number right there into X and see if it got you 2. Either way is correct. So this one you can plug in the answer choice, but they both have log base 4, so it's going to cancel out. I'm going to move 2x to the other side, so 3x plus 7 equals 31. I'm going to move 7 over. So x equals 8. Sorry, you can divide by 3. Alright, this one. The ln's are going to cancel out. So you got p squared minus p equals 6p plus 18. I'm going to get everything to one side. And I'm just going to factor really quickly if you remember that. I'm going to set these factors equal to 0. P equals 9. P equals negative 2. Or I could take the answers and plug them in. The only two that work are C. This one, I'm going to change it to log form. So log base 8 of 48 equals n minus 5. I'm going to put this in my calculator. The last thing I'm going to do is add 5 to both sides, so I get about 6.9. Or once again, just plug in the answer choice. Same thing for this one. You could plug in the answer choice. I'm going to solve it the math way because some people like that way. Alright, I'm going to divide by 2. 3 to the 4y equals 36. I'm going to put it into log form. I'm going to type this in my calculator. 3.2619-ish. And the last thing I'm going to do is divide by 4. That's how I get answer choice A. The only way to get rid of an e is to take the natural log. So I'm going to put that side in my calculator. So a plus 1 equals about 4.17. Then we'll subtract 1. 3.17, which you can round to 3.2. Or you can plug the answer choice in. Same thing, plug the answer choice in, or I'm going to get the e by itself. I'm going to divide both sides by -3. The only way to get rid of an e is to take the natural log of both sides. Sorry, that's supposed to say natural log. I'm going to put the right side of my calculator. Alright, and then I'm going to add 5 to both sides. 2m equals 7.197. And then I'm going to divide by 2. So that's how I get answer choice A. Alright, this one I can plug in the answer choices once again. If you don't want to do that. Alright, the only way to get rid of an ln is to e both sides. E to the 3rd power is 20.09. Next thing I'm going to do is add 1 to both sides. Last thing I'm going to do is divide by 2. So that's how I get 10.54. So this one, I think the easiest thing to do is put the left side in the calculator, the right side in the calculator, find the intersection. I showed you how to do that in the study guide. For this one, I think the easiest thing to do is write it in exponential form. 2 to the 7th power is 128. I'm going to subtract 2. And I'm going to divide both sides by 9. That's how I get 14. Alright. This one I went over in the study guide. Really all you have to do is graph the two functions. So I put it in Desmos, I've graphed them. If you want to find where f of x equals g of x is where they intersect, and it asks for the y coordinate. So the y, well, I don't know why I put x here, but x equals negative 1.75. Alright, and then this one is just matching. It's from the first unit, so give me just a minute. So like the first one, when it says from 0 to 4, it's talking about from here to here. Definitely that is increasing, so 0 to 4 right there. The next one, when it says negative 2 to 0, from here to here, that one's definitely decreasing. This is going downhill. Let's do this one from negative 4 to 1. So negative 4 to 1, see that is always above the x-axis, which means it's positive. And then you can check the last one, but from 0 to 2 is right here, and it's below the x-axis, so it has to be negative. So that is how you should have matched those up. Okay, and then these are the piecewise functions. So I'm going to color code it really quickly. Okay, so it says 3 times whatever I get for h of 2. So because x is 2, it goes here because that is x is greater than or equal to 2. So I'm going to replace that x with a 2. Alright, so I get 9 right there. Plus 4 times what I get when I do g of 1. So x is 1. Oh, I highlighted the wrong one. Sorry, my bad. So actually I'm going to put it here because that is for when x is less than 3. So 1 is less than 3. So I'm going to replace this x with 1. Alright, so that's 1 squared plus 2 is 3. Alright, so 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 3 is 12. 27 plus 12 is 39. That's how you get 39. Alright, and then this one is matching the end behavior. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph the 4 functions and draw a little graph beside of them. Okay, so the end behavior is what the ends are actually doing. So if you'll notice on the first one, the black one, it's going up and up. So this one, because that means up and up at the end. Alright, and then for the yellow one, it's going down and down. So this one, because that's what that negative infinity means. For the blue one, it's going down and then up, so this one. And then for the green one, up and then down. Alright, so if you don't remember what left and right and up and down means, or what this notation is doing, then go back and watch the video on graphing logs and exponentials. Or ask me. Alright, and that was it. So hopefully that made sense. You can do your corrections, get half credit back. If you have questions, you have to ask me. If I don't know you're struggling, then your grade stays the same. Okay, bye.